Maydena Bike Park. Home of the only place outside of Wales, UK, for the Red Bull Hardline race. In the middle of winter, it's open Friday, Saturday and Sunday only. So I left Hobart for this world-class mountain bike park in the remote Derwent Valley. It's about an hour and a half from Hobart. With over 80 kilometres of trails and over 800 metres of elevation, the trails are well maintained, uplifts run to a bunch of different starting points, and there's separate climbing trails to Midline. The coffee is good and so's the food. You can hire bikes and gear and get repairs done if needed. They offer lessons too. I was super tempted to do the learning to fly lesson. Oh well, next time. Dirt Circus became a fast favourite of mine. It's an easy ride up to this one, especially on an e-bike, and easy to session as a warm-up before heading to higher, further and more challenging trails. Maydena Bike Park has a reputation for being wet, and I found that it didn't need to rain much before some of the trails got slippy and sometimes muddy, as you'll see. But the ground holds the moisture too, so the trails stay grippy. I met up with Terry and we rode top to bottom. We're starting at the tower and not all the way from the summit, as the shuttle doesn't drop you there at this time of year. The first section is rocky. It's a bumpy ride for this section before you get to more flowy options. The whole park is quite steep. The camera doesn't do it justice. Steep is good, though I'm taking extra care, particularly on my first runs. Yeah, okay. Maydena Bike Park was originally conceptualised in 2008. The initial stage was self-funded, creating 35 kilometres of gravity trails and installing necessary infrastructure before officially opening on the 26th of January 2018. Following which, the mountain bike park received a co-funded $800,000 grant to support Stage 2 through the Tasmanian Government's Cycle Tourism Fund. This funding allowed for the employment of 20 construction staff for more than a year to expand the gravity trails to more than 100 kilometres. It took years for managing director Simon French, a mountain biking enthusiast from childhood, to realise his southern Tasmanian dream. Head of renowned trail company Dirt Art, French had designed and constructed more than 100 trail projects worldwide before navigating the development of Maydena Bike Park in his own backyard. Maydena proved to be the ideal fit in the search for a location close to Hobart. Though complex with its lease agreements spanning Tasmanian government, private land and timber plantation, but having that government backing, it gave confidence to other stakeholders. Oh, you're not wrong about those rocks being slippery.
Rain shower comes through and then it'll...
Yeah. Already well known for its high adrenaline downhill trails, the grant allowed for French to build upon this reputation by constructing new trails, including a top-to-bottom beginner flow trail and a 20-kilometre wilderness trail experience. In doing so, the park has since reached a much broader market, including young families and those newer to mountain biking. French has about 8 full-time permanent staff to assist in the operation of the park. During peak season, casual numbers swell to 30 to support the busy days when some 300 riders are on the trail and more than 100 non-riders are enjoying the park. This is Midline. Midline cuts across the mountain at about the halfway point. It's possible, and I did, ride up to Midline on my first day when I rode the Outer Limits Trail. The uplift is a much more efficient way to get up the mountain, and you can choose to go to Midline if you want to avoid the pummelling from the Skyline Trail, but I wouldn't call Midline a short trail. Terry is on an analogue bike and may have asked once or twice if I'd brought a tow rope as we headed across to another fave, Top Quoll.
Top Quoll.
Let's hit it. Terry's up. Even though I only hit the local once, this one was probably my favourite out of all of them. Pro rider and Tasmanian mountain biking superstar Dan Booker was instrumental in building this one. If you like air and a flowy, really well-built trail, get on this one. It's fast, intimidating and rewarding. The local is touted on Trailforks as, and I quote, one of Maydena Mountain Bike Park's most iconic trails, an advanced free-ride trail which features large tabletops and big flowing berms. Once you reach the lower, freshly rebuilt section, the trail features multiple line choices with some large double black optional lips. End quote.
Ambitious.
Coming out at the bottom and onto Maydena Hits, a short machine-groomed pro line. We do a run up and down of this huge step up before we leave the pro line to the pros.
Yeah, I like that.
Maydena Bike Park. Go there. Spend longer than 3 days if you can. Do some lessons at the bike school. Drink the coffee. You won't be disappointed. It's the best.